Hi there, Sandra here from Create in Spain, and today's card is going to be relatively simple. I've designed this birthday banner and I coloured some watercolour card with just my watercolour brush pens and added some water to it. I added some little gold flecks as well, just by loading up a brush with some gold paint and flicking it on. And then the actual design's been done by putting a pen in my cutter and just doing it automatically. Now, I did cut the card first and then I put the design on afterwards. So the way that I do that is to set my cutter to go from the center point. So I marked off the center by using a ruler and a light pencil mark, lined my blade up with the center and then set it to go, and it's lined it up exactly as I would expect it to be, so that's fine. But I don't actually want straight edges on this. I want to add a little extra interest, and so I've got a paper trimmer here, which is actually one that Lidl sold a while ago. Every now and again they sell them, and I'm just going to go in with the blade and trim off the edges to have a slightly wobbly line. It's not trimmed it quite properly just there. More my fault, I expect, than anything else, because I'm using this on the desk. I've got a glass worktop saver and it flexes as well. So, alright, that's better. That's a little smaller, which is what I wanted, and I want to darken the edge. So I've got one of these brushes here, and I have got, what's the colour? Nautical blue, which is quite a dark blue. Just going to put some ink on the tip of my brush. And bring it over the edge. There we go. When you're done, don't forget to clean off your work surface if you're doing what I'm doing, because otherwise whatever else you put down on it will end up being stained. There we are, so that's my front panel done, and I can just stick that onto there and it'll be almost finished. In this particular instance, I'm using a fast acting wood glue because it's not likely to make the card wrinkle, and I will still have a little manoeuvrability when I've put it down on the card base, which is handy if I'm not using my gizmo to line it up. It's always handy to be able to have a little bit of wiggle room. I think that is about it. I did want to go over the top with this card, so I've just added some little self-adhesive pearls, and that's it. Card done. Here's another variation. I've embossed with an embossing tool and then done exactly the same thing with a pen instead. And now I'm going to put some glue on the edges. So I'm putting some glue on a scrap piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is to dip the edges of the card in the glue first of all. Now the edges are wavy because I cut them with that little gizmo from Lidl again. But I didn't want a thick line of glitter on the edge of this card. I just want it to almost look like the card has been torn and a sparkly effect is left on the torn edges. You'll get my drift in a moment or so. So dipping this into the glue, and you want to do it so that you pull the card, the front of the card, into the glue a little bit. This is a silicone glue, so it's quite thick, and I know that it's going to hang on quite well to the glitter once it's been put on. So now I can just dump a load of this glitter over the edges. Now this is a holographic glitter. It has lots of different colours in it, although in the photograph it actually looks like it's grey. It has lots of different variation in the colour, and it's quite an interesting effect that it gives. I'm doing this over the scrap paper so I can collect all the glitter when I've finished and just dump it back in the jar. Tap off the excess, and then I'm going to leave it to dry for about half an hour. Just go have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something and come back to it when I know that glue has had a chance to dry out. Going to put it on top of my scrap of paper, simply to keep my work surface clean. And the excess glitter goes back into the jar for another day. So my piece has had a chance to dry, and what I need to do now is to put it onto my card base. I've chosen a square base to go with the squarish design, and I'm just going to put some double-sided foam tape on the back of it. As it happens, in the file there is also a Christmas version of this with a completely different design. So there's one for a birthday, one for Christmas and one for holidays. As a finishing touch, I'm taking some strips of some gold diamante and putting it on the outside of the frame. As it happens, the strips are exactly the length I need, and I don't have to cut them down at all. So here we have the finished card, and it's suitable for any kind of holiday, whether it be Christmas, Easter, or any other denomination.